What's going on, everyone? It's Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat video. And today is Saturday, so I figured that I would do a little fun video here, sort of speculating on something that I'm pretty sure no one is talking about because, Injustice 2 just came out. But going back to Mortal Kombat X like I have for the past couple of weeks have made me really miss this game and, want a new Mortal Kombat game. So that's specifically what I'm talking about here. So let me just throw this out of the way. Kombat Pack 3 will definitely never, ever happen again. We have more of a chance of a DC versus Marvel game, Injustice versus Marvel game, than a Kombat Pack 3. So just want to throw that out there. But that doesn't mean we're not going to get more Mortal Kombat in the future. So what I wanted to talk about here is, the possibility of MK11 already being in development. And you guys might think I'm crazy. You guys might think so, but strangely enough, I have noticed that Ed Boon has been tweeting and hinting a lot more with Mortal Kombat, sort of gifs and tweeting more about Mortal Kombat than usual. Because for the past, I would say, year, it's been all Injustice. Maybe a year and a half. It's been, pretty much all Injustice, where he's tweeted, different tweets about Injustice. He started teasing things via, stuff about, like, the DC universe. And he's doing the same thing now with Mortal Kombat. And you guys know that, or if you don't know, let me explain to you guys that NetherRealm has a 2-year cycle with Mortal Kombat and Injustice. So funny enough, I remember seeing this interview by Ed Boon where Injustice was coming out, and the interviewer asked him about DC versus Mortal Kombat, and he said after DC versus MK, they had an idea that there was a market for a DC fighting game. So Injustice was already in preparation and in the works while MK11 was being worked on, or MK9 was being worked on, excuse me. So they always have this plan of another game even when they're working on a current game. And just to, further proof that, I'll give you guys a couple little quotes by Ed Boon here talking about the development of Injustice 2 and having them work on the story mode and the script 2 years ago when Mortal Kombat X was about to get released. And I actually looked for this specific interview. I'm so sorry I could not find it, but there's one specific interview that caught my eye a couple months ago where Ed Boon talked about the development of Injustice 2 being worked on while Mortal Kombat X was being finished. So Mortal Kombat X wasn't even out yet for everyone, and Injustice 2 was already being worked on. I couldn't find that interview, I'm sorry, but I found these other ones, talking about them starting the process of Injustice 2 2 years ago.
That Injustice 2 just came out. Yes. How hard was it to keep the story a secret?
Almost impossible. We had written the script, literally years ago, and, went through the entire process of, casting and doing all the motion capture, and it was such a long process.
It's got to be an incredible feeling seeing fans play this game. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It is, like some of the things that people are seeing for the first time, and us remembering working on it 2 years ago, and just finally, it's so difficult to kind of bite your tongue, but the response that everybody has had is absolutely makes it worth it.
So as you guys see, the process of creating Injustice 2 started a long time ago, before Mortal Kombat X was even probably out. And if it's the case where Mortal Kombat's gonna get a 2019 release, which if NetherRealm maintains a 2-year cycle, which I think I was supposed to talk about that earlier, but now I always get distracted. I apologize, but for you guys who don't know, starting from Mortal Kombat 9, NetherRealm has had a 2-year cycle. So Mortal Kombat 9 2011, Injustice 2013, Mortal Kombat X 2015, Injustice 2 2017, and a lot of us are assuming that they're going to maintain that cycle because it's done very, very well for them. Like the NetherRealm games, when they are released, are always some of the highest selling video games just in general that year. Not only just fighting games, just video games in general. So, NetherRealm games are really, really popular. So I don't see a reason for them not to continue this 2-year life cycle unless they're going to support Injustice 2 like a lot after the 9 DLC. So if the 2-year life cycle continues, or the 2-year cycle for NetherRealm continues, we're definitely going to be seeing a Mortal Kombat 11, or whatever they decide to call it, in 2019, meaning that we're going to start getting announcements and teases late this year, because at E3 in 2018, next year, we're definitely going to get a reveal for MK11 if it's actually being worked on. And of course, these are all hypotheticals. It's just a little fun video talking about this because I love MK. Every time that I go back to Mortal Kombat, I keep saying MK11. Every time that I go back to MKX, I'm like, this game is, it's so much fun. The Mortal Kombat games have always been so fast-paced, especially with like the run button. It makes everything so fast and so fun to play. And that's definitely a different contrast. Not saying that Injustice 2 is bad or that I don't like it. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it's just like a different, it's like the opposite ends of fighting games for NetherRealm, because Injustice is more based on spacing, being patient, the map being big, interactables, stuff like that. A lot more defensive options with zoning and different things like that, while Mortal Kombat is more like rushdown heavy. And not saying that I want like 50-50s so much like Mortal Kombat X had. Like MKX was like 50-50 hell and heaven. Heaven if you were using them, hell if you were playing against them. Not saying I want 50-50s like that, but I definitely appreciate the rushdown offensive style of the Mortal Kombat games. So I really wanted to make this discussion. Something else that I wanted to talk about, but before I get into it, just want to mention that I do think if we see more than 9 DLC characters for Injustice 2, so if we're done with the 9 DLC characters and NetherRealm announces, hey guys, we're gonna add 4 more DLC characters or 3 more DLC characters, then I think there's a possibility that Injustice 2 will get supported longer than the other NetherRealm fighting games, and we might see MK11 pushed back to like 2020, which means that maybe they would start a 3-year life cycle where they would support the game even further than the announced DLC, because so far 9 DLC is what we've been announced. That's what we know is guaranteed to be coming out for Injustice 2. But if these 9 DLC characters come out and they still announce 3 more or 4 more, maybe like a season 2 type of deal, then I think that there would be more of a chance that we won't see a Mortal Kombat 11 in 2019. But here's fingers crossed, hoping we do. Ed Boon has definitely been ramping up his tweets, like I mentioned, about Mortal Kombat recently, even with the patch for Injustice, teasing it with a Mortal Kombat picture. So I'll show you guys, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it up on the screen right now. This is a picture of a still of a sort of a Shao Kahn tattoo patch, and it's coming out of Cyrax. That was like the little hint. The patch is coming out. So he used that to tease the patch being released for Injustice 2, which I think it released later that day. Instead of using something like DC related. I thought that was pretty interesting, because a lot of times Ed Boon, he's a troll and everything, but he knows what he's doing. He likes having fun on Twitter, and he definitely knows what he's doing when he tweets stuff like that, because he knows the fan base is pretty much looking at his tweets and trying to like come up with something that they mean. Like everyone in the community was like, what the hell could this mean whenever he tweeted that Cyrax picture. I thought that was that was fun, speculating for a little bit, and then the patch came out, and then yeah, definitely that was meant for the patch. So one other thing that I want to talk about before I end the video is my little, not theory, but we'll see if this comes true. If you guys remember, before Injustice 2 came out, there was a silhouette of different Mortal Kombat characters. There was a silhouette of like Katana and other different Mortal Kombat characters teased on the little boxes for the character select screen in Injustice 2 before we knew what characters were going to be in the game. So there was a little theory I don't know if I came up with, like I haven't seen anyone else talk about this, so I'm assuming that like I'm just came up with this like a couple days ago or like a week ago. What about if they specifically chose Raiden to sort of, you know, give a little hint to Mortal Kombat fans, like, hey, Raiden's right here. We're working on a new Mortal Kombat game. You know, he's not gonna be a DLC character, but we'll put him here as a little teaser for a silhouette, just like hinting at the fans, you know, hey guys, we're gonna be working on a Mortal Kombat game, because Raiden was the last character that we saw when Mortal Kombat X story finished. And it's going to lead on to the Mortal Kombat 11 story. This is going to continue from there. We saw Dark Raiden, and he's going to be more of, not really an asshole, because he's still going to protect Earthrealm, but he's going to do it with more of like an iron fist. He's not going to take bullshit from people trying to take over Earthrealm anymore. You know, he was like compassionate. He would give people chances and stuff. Hell no, not Dark Raiden, not anymore. So now we have Kitana and Liu Kang, who are the, you know, current rulers of the Netherrealm, and that's who Raiden was like explaining this to, cutting off Shinnok's head. And since he's an elder god, he doesn't die, so he's decapitated and still alive forever unless they restore his body, which is absolutely horrific to think about. Fucking Raiden doing something like that. You know what I mean? So he was the last one we saw in the story mode, and you know, I found it interesting that they chose specifically Raiden to tease as a silhouette. So while I'm doing this video, you guys will see this. It's going up on Saturday. I think it's August the 4th or 5th, something like that. So we have no confirmation whether Raiden is actually DLC character or not. Nothing like that. We don't know anything about Fighter Pack 2 or 3. So I definitely want to throw this out there to you guys, to the community, before we know if Raiden is actually going to be DLC. So definitely want to throw this like speculation, this theory out there. So other than that, that's going to be the end of today's video. Let me know what you guys think about MK11 and it potentially being in development already. Are you guys going to be excited for a new Mortal Kombat game? I know Injustice 2 just came out, but this is not going to, you know, really start until the end of this year, early 2018. We're not really going to get, you know, concrete teases or any of that stuff until later this year or early 2018. And of course, if there is an MK11, we're going to see a trailer, reveal trailer during E3, or maybe a little bit sooner. We'll see. So that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.